Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th of September 2023. Doubled it up because it's not much news going on this international week, and it's the weekend of international week. Although it's quite busy for Mills, many players are on international duty. A lot of players. I'm going to start off with the roundup of the international. The first round of games. They usually do 2 games in this week. And this is from southwarknews.co.uk. So, international roundup. Edomu Emakhu, it's stoppage time winner for the Ireland under 21s. Yeah, I told you about that the other day. After a rough start to the week for Millwall players, things have begun turning around. Edomu Emakhu hit a 96-minute winner for Ireland under 21s to snatch a late victory over Turkey in the opening European Championship qualifying game. The late goal is the latest eye-catching moment from the 19-year-old who continues to go from strength to strength for club and country. An entertaining contest between Ireland and Turkey appeared to be settled after Zach Gilsdenan's penalty 3 minutes from time made it 2-2. But Ireland were not done yet, and Norwich City youngster Tony Springett, a boyhood Millwall fan from South East London, went on a rampage and run down the right hand side and sent a low ball in for Emakhu. The Millwall forward showed impressive composure as he dispatched the low ball fast into the bottom corner of ease, sparking wild celebrations. Yes, and if you want to see all of that, you can go to the FAI TV on YouTube, and you can see the goal. They have the highlights from that game. You can see highlights: Ireland under the 21s 3-2 against Turkey. There you go. This obviously was put up after I did the video on Friday, but here they are. Where are we? Hopes are high for Emakhu after he enjoyed a brilliant pre-season. Set up Romain SA's winner for the opening day victory at Middlesbrough and came off the bench against Norwich to score a well-taken goal. And his heroics last night meant 2 Lions players would have been celebrating with their country. Scotland are on the brink of qualifying for Euro 2024 after they blew away Cyprus. Kevin Nisbet was left on the bench as Scott McTominay, Ryan Porteous and John McGinn also scored in the opening half an hour to give Scotland an unassailable lead. They have now won 5 from 5 and top Group A. In contrast, George Savile and Northern Ireland's hopes of making the 2024 European Championships are hanging by a thread after they lost again. He's now 4 defeats in a row after Michael O'Neill's side were on the end of a 4-2 scoreline to Slovenia on Thursday night. Northern Ireland are now left with 3 points after 5 games in Group H. Finland and Denmark lead the group, with Northern Ireland 7 points of qualifying spot and needing to win at Kazakhstan tomorrow. Well, that was today. And sadly, they went all the way to Kazakhstan and lost 1-0. And George Savile played the first half. He came off half time. So I think they were losing, and they went to a more attacking setup. Poor old Northern Ireland. It's kind of all fallen away for them. They've got their better players are getting on in age. They don't have the players behind them to fill in the gaps. Not like the ones the Republic of Ireland, who have got a plethora of youngsters coming through, such as Emakhu and others, Sinclair Armstrong and whatever. But yeah, Northern Ireland, they just don't have the players. What can you do? Now, Matija Sarkikis Montenegro still have a decent chance of qualification despite conceding a late goal in a 2-2 draw with Lithuania. But most of worrying of all from Millwall's perspective was the injury picked up by the keeper who did not take part in the game. Yeah, I told you about this the other day. He didn't start the game, he wasn't on the bench either. He was withdrawn from international duty, which explains why he wasn't involved today as well, because they played today as well. They won at home against Bulgaria and they won 2-1. So yeah, there's that. Elsewhere, Tom Bradshaw could not get off the bench for Wales as Rob Page's side drew 0-0 with South Korea in a friendly. Yeah, played 1 up front in the friendly. I'm sure all the people who paid to watch that were ecstatic about that. It's only 1 win in 13 games for the Dragons, who came closest to Keeper Moore, who almost joined Millwall transfer deadline day, hit the post in the second half. And finally, back all the way back to Wednesday evening, which I already told you about this, where Romain SA and England under 19s lost 1-0 to Germany, a friendly. The 18-year-old played 66 minutes before being subbed off for Liverpool Bobby Clark. So they're saying he played 66 minutes, which wasn't in the match report that I saw. I don't know if it's been updated. Now, obviously, again, Romain SA's other game was today as well, and I'm actually going to bring you a match report for that. England under 19s won 4-2 against Switzerland. And SA played in this, but as expected, SA started the last game, and I think all the players that started, they swept it over, and then they were all on the bench, and the other players who came off the bench started. Obviously, the manager doesn't want to piss off or all the clubs, and he doesn't want to tire the players out. It's a friendly game. So obviously the match report here, I'm not going to read it all really. We're just going to get down to the part where we see say and how many minutes he played. It was 4-2 win for England. So there's the team, and you can see as substitutes they changed the whole team, the whole team. They made a raft of substitutions in the 63rd minute and another bunch on the 70th minute. Romain SA came on for Cozier Dubry on the 70th minute. So Romain SA had about 20 minutes at the end of the game. If we go down, you can see all of the goals were scored before then. So, yes, there you go. I imagine that once all the changes happened, it kind of upset the rhythm of the game, although there was one goal scored immediately after all of our substitutions were made on the 63rd minute. So I don't know what that means, but there you go. So Romain SA having 66 minutes, he said there, and another 20. So there you go. Now moving on to Monday, games on Monday. This is from livefootballontv.com. Norton Cuffy selected for England under 21s. That game is on Monday evening, 5 o'clock. You can watch that game on the FA Player. The FA Player is basically it's a thing that's on the FA website. It's where they show all the women's Premier League games that no one wants to watch. So you can watch that for free. I'm not sure if you need to register or not. It might be, I don't think you do actually. But yeah, if you wanted to watch that game for free, there you go. And also, as well as BBC iPlayer, Latvia versus Wales. Hopefully Bradshaw gets some game time in this and can get a goal or two and help them qualify. Why not? So there you go. There's that as well. Also on Monday, which we'll be keeping you up to date with, is this at 2 o'clock. Millwall under 21s travel to Birmingham City under 21s to play at their training ground, so I doubt it'll be open to any spectators, unless it's probably invitation only. But that's at 2 o'clock. So obviously in tomorrow's video I'll keep you up to date with all of that. Now we move on to the random stories that popped up because it's international weekend and they need to write stories to fill time, to fill space, to entertain. So this is from southwarknews.co.uk and they're talking about Matija Sarkic's career. How 7 games at non-league Stratford Town helped change the trajectory of Millwall's Matija Sarkic's career. Millwall's goalkeeper was struggling to find his feet in professional football, but credits one loan move turning his journey around. Matija Sarkic believes he's a short loan stint of just 7 games at Stratford Town, who helped put him on the road to the top. The 26-year-old been struggling for regular football, but credits that one 2018 loan move to a club who are currently in the Southern League Premier Division Central with turning things around. Now Sarkic is Millwall's first choice goalkeeper and impressed fans with one stunning save late on in a 1-0 win over Stoke City. He also provided some mid-match entertainment in the Lions' last league game against Birmingham City when he gave away a penalty before saving it moments later. None of this might have been possible if not for the brief stay at Stratford Town when Sarkic was at Aston Villa. Speaking about his loan moves, Sarkic told News at Den last month, they all had their own positives. There were a lot of learning curves in every loan, and every loan was character building, an opportunity to learn and improve. I guess the one that helped me kick on the most would be the Stratford game. My first loan was Wigan when I was 19. I didn't play apart from a few cup games. It might have been the wrong loan at the time. And after that, I played a few games and I stayed at Aston Villa, and then I had a season without playing any games, just under 23. So for me to go and get the first team games was difficult. So I had to take a few steps back. So I went to Stratford upon Avon and I played 7 games. I just climbed from there. I went to Havant and Waterlooville and I played 1 game. Then I was called back because of an injury at Villa. And then it took me to another step and I went to the SPL with Linvisingen where I actually took a bigger step and I thought, okay, I can actually play at first team level. From there, I went to League One, Shrewsbury, then Birmingham, then Stoke, and now I'm here. And I think Livingston was the one where it was like, okay, I can do it at this level. And that's what made me take that big step. But the one that set it off was Stratford. Mill are currently sweating on Sarkic's fitness after the keeper was forced to withdraw from international duty with Montenegro due to injury. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Who steps up, Bart or Truman? What do we do? Oh, it's worrying, isn't it? It's worrying. Moving on to this from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss answers defender questions as Arsenal loan signing changes selection dynamics. Millwall manager Garrett has made it clear that Danny McNamara will get first team opportunities despite the summer transfer window addition of Brook Norton-Cuffy. Arsenal defender Norton-Cuffy has signed a season-long loan and has started the 2 matches he's been available for. Lions Academy product McNamara did not come on in the 1-0 victory over Stoke City and was a 75th minute introduction in the 1-1 draw against Birmingham before the international break. McNamara has made 104 appearances for Millwall and been capped at under 21 level by the Republic of Ireland. Asked about his prospects of game time, Rowett told the South London Press, "If you look at our squad, you have to have competition for places. You have to have players that have to play well to keep their shirt. If you don't have that, then you haven't got the right balance in your squad, and that means from time to time you're gonna have 2 very good players for one position. If you look at Brook and Danny, for example, they're both really, really good players, and they've got different attributes. At the moment, Brook has started the last couple, but there are going to be games and there's going to be times when Danny gets his opportunity again. He has to play well to stay in the team. Sometimes the outside world sees a player sign and thinks, well, that player is not ever going to play for the club again. And it just doesn't work like that. You have to move forward as a club and as a team, and as a manager to keep strengthening attributes that you want in your team. And it's up to those players to earn the right to play. We've got very, very good players, particularly in that position. So there you go. Challenge accepted. Challenge thrown down. How will Danny McNamara respond? Well, I think he's gonna respond quite well. To be honest, I think he's gonna step up another level. Everyone's gonna see what he's made of. Now, moving on to this, which I think is a bit early for this, mate. The transfer window's just closed, although obviously these were summer moves. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Like, do this at the end of the season. I don't want you doing it now. How every player who left Millwall in the summer is getting on at their new clubs. From Jamie Shackleton and Charlie Cresswell returning to Leeds to Tyler Bowie going to Denmark. News that Den had a look at their progress. A host of players left Millwall this summer for a mix of reasons. Some, like Mason Bennett and Scott Malone, were released all the way back in May, while others, like Andreas Vogelsam and George Evans, only left the Den on transfer deadline day after mutual contract terminations. In between all of that was the departure of players like Tyler Berry and George Long, while the Lions also saw a number of loan needs return to their parent clubs. News at Den has had a look at how the former Millwall players have been getting on since their departures. Mason Bennett. Burton Albion only scored 1 goal in opening 5 games in all competitions. Mason Bennett provided it late in stoppage time as the Brewers lost 2-1 at Shrewsbury. It might take a few more weeks for Bennett to register his next goal after injury struck again. The unlucky 27-year-old Burton Mail sports reporter Colston Crawford. What a first name, Colston. Blimey, what a name. told News at Den. The thing is that it's a little bit of what we've come to expect to regard with Mason in that he's injured. He started really well, his work rate is fantastic, and it's one of the reasons the manager brought him in. And of course, he scored the first goal of the season. Not that they've scored very many, but we all wondered about Mason's ability to last 90 minutes. He scored in the 98th minute against Shrewsbury, and he'd been running hard the whole game, so that was good. But a couple of games later, he's pulled up with his hamstring, and he looks like he's been out for 4 or 5 weeks at the moment. Burton sit third bottom in League One and are one of 3 sides yet to win a game this season. Yes, Burton. How have they not been relegated yet? Not always in the relegation zone in League One, and then they manage to scramble out of it. I think they might be a bit unlucky this year. I think this might be the year when they get turfed out down to League Two. Scott Malone, Mr. Moustache. What's happening here? Scott Malone found a new home at Neil Harris's ex-Millwall retirement home, Gillingham, after being judged to be surplus to requirements at Millwall. The 32-year-old has played every minute of their 6 league games so far as the Gills soared to the top of the table before reality hit. They won their first 4 League Two games, all by a score of 1-0 there, before suffering a surprise 3-0 home defeat against Colchester United before going down 2-0 at Grimsby Town. Gillingham will look to turn their form around against Harrogate Town at Priestfield this afternoon. Yeah, I think they returned to the top of the table. And I think before that defeat, a number of their players were involved in a car crash, which there was like a ring or like CCTV footage that got put out. So yeah, a bit of a scary knot there. Charlie Cresswell and Jamie Shackleton. Charlie Cresswell and Jamie Shackleton are both trying to claim a permanent place in Leeds' accomplished starting 11 with varying of success. Cresswell's first appearance came in the opening week 2-2 draw with Cardiff City when his services were required off the bench after Liam Cooper was injured while scoring a goal to get Leeds back in the game. He then started the next game, a 1-0 loss at Birmingham City, but he's been limited to 1 minute championship action since. The impressive Shackleton, in contrast, has started 3 of Leeds' last 4 games. With Archie Gray and Ethan Ampadu, the preferred midfield pairings, Shackleton has often had to make hay in an attacking fullback role. Both Cresswell and Shackleton got a full 90-minute run out during the Carabao Cup games against Shrewsbury Town and Salford City. The Yorkshire club were knocked out of the competition 9-8 on penalties by the League Two outfit, with Cresswell converting his spot kick, but Shackleton hitting the crossbar with ease. Despite the talent in the squad, unconvincing Leeds have only won 1 of the opening 5 games. Shackleton and Cresswell return to the Den in the next league game as Millwall host Leeds on Sunday the 17th of September. Callum Styles. Rumours persisted throughout the summer that Styles could be set to return to the Den in some capacity after his strong loan campaign last season. But the 23-year-old remained with Barnsley, involved in the team that made the opening day headlines in the EFL, that 7-0 crushing of Port Vale. He's been receiving regular football under new Barnsley boss Neil Collins and is currently off on international duty with Hungary. Oliver Burke is back on loan in England, yet again from Werder Bremen. He joined the increasingly strong Birmingham team on transfer deadline day, but was not in the matchday squad to play his former club Millwall. 26-year-old has had 2 loan spells at Millwall over the past 2 years, making a combined 31 appearances and scoring 4 goals. Tyler Berry. Since leaving Millwall on August the 16th last month, Tyler Berry's new side at Dundee Bold Club have played 3 times in the Danish top flight. While the winger missed the first game against AGF, have Bailey Peacock Farrow in goal on loan for Burnley. He's come off the bench in the OB's last 2 games. The 22-year-old will be keen to get his first start and get on the score sheet soon too, as he looks to make the most of a bold and intriguing career move. George Long likely enjoyed his first trip to Carrow Road as a Norwich player as he watched his new club Norwich City hammer his old club Millwall just a few days after moving between sides. Gary Rowett said the 29-year-old goalkeeper made the switch because he wanted first team football after the arrival of Matija Sarkic pushed him down the pecking order. But so far at Norwich, he's been on the bench for all 3 league games behind Angus Gunn. He did make his debut and keep the clean sheet, though, in a 1-0 away win at Bristol City in the Carabao Cup. Andreas Vogelsama. Andreas Vogelsama came off the bench to make his debut for second-tier German club Hannover 96, 2 days after his deadline day move away from the Den. Hannover won 3-1 over Fürth and now sits 7th in the table. The strange number of big German clubs that have been relegated from the Bundesliga in recent years means Vogelsama's new club share their division with the likes of Hamburger, Schalke and Hertha Berlin. George Evans. After the announcement via Scrabble, that George Evans was a Wrexham player on deadline day, the 28-year-old made his debut 24 hours later as he came off the bench in the final minutes of a 1-0 win over Tranmere. He then started the midweek EFL Trophy win over Newcastle's under-21 team, also by a scoreline of 1-0. Judging by social media, Evans appears to be a hit with the fans so far and has been handed a nice welcome with 2 low-scoring games. He should not expect that to continue before his arrival. Wrexham had been involved in matches that finished 5-3, 4-2 and 5-5 already this season, and that's the end of that. Like I said, a bit early for that, but it's the international week, isn't it? You've got to write about something, so I pulled this out of the back pocket and put that up on the day to get some coverage out. And now we move on to this. So we have some of the best unsigned talent in London. The football charity behind 2 of Millwall's most promising young players, Nino Adamalaki and Kamal Grant, both came through the Kinetic Foundation, the unique academy full of untapped sporting potential in London. A football charity that helped develop 2 of Millwall's young stars has given a glimpse into how they built their success from nothing. Kinetic Foundation have been guiding and inspiring the next generation of talent in London over the last 16 years, including Millwall under-21 stars Nino Adamalaki and Kamal Grant. The programme works closely with the Harris Federation of Schools to give youngsters a chance to break into professional football and give them an academic platform to fall back on if they don't achieve their dreams. Co-founder Harry Hudson said he was inspired to launch the idea after seeing how football and community work went hand in hand during his younger years. He told me then, my background was in football. I wanted to be a professional footballer, but I wasn't quite good enough. Before going to university, I had a gap year and had as much exposure to different coaching opportunities as I could, and I ended up working for Fulham Football Club alongside the Kicks programme, and it was their first interaction I had in the space of community work or social inclusion work, and it was eye-opening for me. It was an amazing experience and framed my trajectory quite dramatically. I was able to see firsthand the effect that sport can have for young people's lives. Those who join the Connect project are placed at school, have a normal education, but also coached and mentored football and life skills. Hudson adds, one of the key mechanisms where Kinetic is slightly different is that most charities will either look at government data or recognise a social issue and will then go in and deliver a programme to directly impact an issue. Knife crime is a good example, and I'm not saying those programs are not impactful, but what we try and do is embed ourselves in the community first. We build a relationship with the young people based on something they want, i.e. a football opportunity to try and make it grow, and then our interaction with the young people is based on something quite positive from the start. Any Kinetic student on our full-time program is enrolled in their education establishment, the same as any student would be. Typically, they're in school from 8:30, mixed with other students in the sixth form or schools they're at. They'll normally have their timetable between typically 8:50 a.m. and 3:10. During that period, if they have free time during the school day, then we do individual stuff with them, such as drum sessions or individual one-on-one session. Then after school, typically between 3:30 and 5 p.m, the boys and girls will train. On the pitch, students are provided with high-intensity training sessions on a dedicated schedule, focusing on things like position-specific work and gym sessions. Off the pitch, the teenagers are mentored on topics like mental well-being and entrepreneurship. But Hudson believes Kinetic is now home to some of the best unsigned talent in London, and was particularly proud last year when 11 boys moved to professional clubs. I still remember the first one who was signed up. It was amazing. We're now up to 71. It's still cool every time. What's fantastic is for the young people, it sounds cliche, is to realise their dream. The move from grassroots to professional football is difficult. To do it at 16 and over is exceptionally difficult, but we managed to find a little niche in the market. Last year we had 11 boys sign in 1 year, which was our best year ever. The year before it was 8, so we're starting to gain more and more traction. I think now we have a pretty good reputation. I think clubs are fully aware that we have some of the best unsigned talent in London, and clubs all over the UK are starting to pay attention to that. Hudson, who created Kinetic alongside James Fotheringham, still keeps tabs on Grant and Adam Murphy's progress at Millwall, having worked closely with both of them. He said, I've known Kamal for a long time. He first went to Sheffield United and then had opportunities at Tottenham and AFC Wimbledon, but eventually decided on Millwall. We thought it would be a good fit for him. As an under 15, we had to twist Kamal's arm, leg, and pretty much all of him to convince him to play at centre half because of his profile and size. But once he got his head around it, he committed to it and brilliantly kept growing. If he can stay injury free, Kamal as a defender can pretty much do anything. He heads the wall really well. He's 2-footed. He's got good physical attributes. He's a good leader and a good communicator. I'm a big fan of Kamal. He hasn't quite kicked on as much. Injuries have held him back. But once he gets past that, he's got a real good chance in the game. And Nino similarly was part of our first cohort in Tottenham. He came as a central midfielder. It was like, again, change your position. We told him, you're left-footed. You could be a really strong left back. Good physical attributes, good combator. We developed him and we had to learn a lot about defending, direct playing, defending balls over his head. Because he was always playing central midfield. But again, a bit of time, a bit of work, and he's really kicked on. He was quite a quiet boy at the start, but he started to come out of his shell at Millwall. And I knew he was on the bench a couple of weeks ago against Norwich City, so he's absolutely flying now. I'm really pleased for him. So there you go. Yeah, a number of these like academies have popped up, like this one, and other ones like I think there's one. The one I think is run. Is it run by Glenn Hoddle? Glenn Hoddle's involved in it. The one in Spain, Jerez. Is it in Jerez? And they kind of pick up players who've been released, and like then they kind of like hothouse them, so they give them specific training, one-on-one, get them dedicated training, and try and build them up again after they've been let go. So there you go. Interesting stuff, and that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.